Today I'm joined by Tommy McCabe, and Tommy, you're part of a committee that are looking to set up a community radio in Tullamore Town. So maybe you'll tell me what you've done so far.
Well, we've had a couple of meetings initially, and with regard to setting up Tullamore Community Radio. Now we have our Facebook page, Tullamore Community Radio. We've created events for people to attend, and we've got a good show. So far we have our initial group up and running. Everybody's in place. We're quite happy. Everybody's on the same hymn sheet, for a better word. And the next stage now is to go to the public meeting, which is on April 26th in the Bridge House at 8 o'clock. The Bridge House Hotel now at 8 o'clock in Tullamore.
So, Tommy, this public meeting that you're having in the Bridge House in Tullamore on April the 26th, what kind of people are you looking for to come out to that meeting? Anybody
who wants to be part of Tullamore Community Radio. Now, Tullamore Community Radio also has its environs, satellite towns and villages around. So anybody from those areas as well are welcome to come along. Anybody from any particular organisation that think they can add their voice to Tullamore Community Radio, we can help them if they can help us. We can all help each other grow. Basically, they're welcome to come along and attend the meeting and hopefully become part of the group as well.
Okay, and you're going to look for your 30-day licence, I believe?
Once we have the public meeting out of the way, then we're going to go to application stage and hopefully satisfy the criteria that the BAI want, and then go to air. We are hoping to go to air Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, once we can populate the programming side of it. And once we're successful with that and the BAI are quite happy with the 30-day, we hope to go for a 12-month licence then.
Okay, and what population would a town of Tullamore have compared to the size here of Athlone and environs?
Tullamore Town would be roughly in and around 14,500 people in the town itself.
Yes.
And then the villages around, like Kilbeggan, which is Westmeath, it's 10 minutes from Tullamore.
Okay.
Probably about 3,000 people there. Clara, maybe that little bit more. And so there's quite a big catchment there.
You have quite a big population in your catchment area, which is a total advantage to you for when you're going forward, looking for people to come in and get involved. And do you find, Tommy, that a lot of people hear the word radio, but they actually might not focus on that it's community radio?
Yeah, well, the commercial radio and community radio, two different animals.
Yes.
And the beauty of community radio is that it gives access to the ordinary person on the street who would like to say, look, we'd like to get this aired on your radio station, which will not be a problem with us. But if they go to the commercial stations, there's no money in it for them.
No, and we find that here in Athlone Community Radio, and that's what we stress to people. The difference between community radio and a commercial radio is huge. And it takes a lot of people to get in behind start-up of a community radio, but also to stay with you, to help you. And of course, training will be offered to anybody that comes forward, Tommy, to help out.
That's correct, yeah. Anybody who's interested in broadcasting or aspire to becoming a future broadcaster, we'll fully train them up and give them the skill set to move forward. And we're using the word community radio. We have a sort of a strap line we're using. It's community radio for the people, run by the people. Okay,
that's a good one. Yes.
Yeah.
Because actually when we were sitting down here in Athlone Community Radio to write ours, we say it's your station.
Yeah.
Athlone Community Radio, we're your station. Because we want to let the community know that it is the community radio station. Now, I know you don't want to give too much away yet as regards where you'll be based, etc., because you're still looking for a premises.
We have a premises in mind. It's in the town centre. It's easily accessed and there's car parking. It ticks all the boxes. It's under negotiations at the moment.
And do you mind me asking you, how do you plan on funding the station?
We plan on funding the station by hopefully donations from the general business community that they get behind it. Like, it is radio for them.
Yes.
It's not commercial. So hopefully they don't see the guy sitting at the top making all this money. It's not the case, because anything that's made goes back into the radio station.
Yes, and that's very important that we let the listeners know, Tommy, that this is a not-for-profit organisation.
Exactly.
And we would say here in Athlone Community Radio, we're 95% a community project. We're 5% radio. We just happen to broadcast on a radio station. And you have a little bit of background yourself in broadcasting, I believe.
I have. I go back a wee
You
bit.
go back a long time.
I do indeed, yeah. But back to Radio West in Mullingar would have been familiar with this particular area in the Midlands, because Radio West was almost nationwide at the time. And then once the legal stations came on board, I helped set up Radio 3 back then, which is now Midlands 103.
Okay.
I've been with Live 95 in Limerick, Dublin's Q102 KFM, LMFM in Drogheda. There's a list that's quite...
That's good.
Quite
so while you're coming from this background, it's also very important for everyone listening to know that you don't have to be Tommy. You don't have to have all this background in radio.
No.
That a lot of people will be needed in research, editing, reporting. And myself, I don't have a radio background. I joined a community radio in 2004, so that was my own background. So it's just important that, while Tommy and the team are setting up, that everybody is welcome to the meeting.
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to be a radio expert. No experience necessary. Full training will be given.
Exactly. And I suppose to just remind people too that you have to be prepared to listen, because you broadcast under the ethos of the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland, so that has to be adhered to. Mm-hmm. So Tommy, we'll remind our listeners that the Bridge House Hotel in Tullamore, on April the 26th at 8 p.m. Just come along and meet Tommy and the team. And from everyone here at Athlone Community Radio, best of luck. We will offer you every help and support we can, Tommy.
And we really appreciate that, and thank you.
Our neighbours, yes, just
very good neighbours.
Okay, Tommy, thank you very much for joining us on Athlone Community Radio.
You're welcome.